place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like they want some. Think I got what you need, well I have none. Hop off, you're a freak and I'm handsome. Slide up in the club like 2 chains. This snake is on top of the food chain. Stand out like a star, no new name. All these words in my DMs, no message back, I just see them. I get them hooked and I reel it down, throw them back, we complete it. I'm a snake on this lane, I'm speeding my voice in the flame. I'm happy that on me, no pain, we dripping in venom, so babe. I'm a V-I-P-E. Begging me for affection, but just like C. Darwin, I live from natural selection. Never hugs or connections, I just constrict and reject them. I make my snake oil transactions, eject my papers and stack them. All these words in my DMs, no message back, I just see them. I get them hooked and I reel it down, throw them back, we complete it. I'm a snake on this lane, I'm speeding my voice in the flame. I'm happy that all we complain, we dripping in venom, so babe. I'm a V-I-P-E.
Baby girl, let the ice break. Give you all what your life is. I know what I say. Give me, baby girl, another night, yeah. When you want something, come on, you can ask and I never say no. You know what I say. Upgrade and nice, I can get you some. I met a girl from the UK. She a dime, she a cutie. I tell her come if she wanna see me. She love the green and she love when it rains. She said bring up the money from the ATM. Tell your mom from your ATM. Be no back, you go shopping with your ATM. Go lunch with your ATM. The way back some clothes from your ATM. When I glow every time you come in, be the one with the bag when you are with your friends. Oh no no no. Yeah, every time she wants something, she call and check in. I answer when you call and check in. Tell me what's the case, what's the matter? Tell me what's your name, looking fantastic. Dark skin like Fanta. Danger how she move, no banta. Hey, hey, chepe, niña tombong banta, yeah maybe. You got time into, got time for me to, baby, nice walk or no. I met a girl from the UK. She a dance, she a cutie. I tell her come if you wanna see me. She love the green and she love when it rains. She said bring out the money from the ATM. Tell your mom from your ATM. In no back, you go shopping with your ATM. Go lunch with your ATM. The way back some clothes from your ATM. When I glow every time you come in, be the one with the bag when you are with your friends now. With your friends now. Girl up for my key, all you really want is my key, Girl want me to wipe it, like it how you move, moving like the ocean. Yeah, she deep like the ocean. She got waves in the hair just like the ocean. Yeah, like the ocean. If it didn't know, see my man some distance from the ocean. Wavy like the ocean, baby. Yeah, yeah, you're looking like the ocean. Deep in my pocket like the ocean. She said bring out the money from the ATM. Tell your mom from your ATM. Me no back, you go shopping with your ATM. Go lunch with your ATM. The way bags and clothes from your ATM. Wanna glow every time you come in. Be the one with the bag when you are with your friends. Oh, no, no, no. Girl, up for my key. All you really want is my key. You want me to wipe it. I don't really show nothing but love. Girl, up for my key. All you really want is my key. You want me to wipe it. I don't really show nothing but love.
pull up, they all on me like I want some. Think I got what you need, well I have none. Hop off, you're a freak and I'm handsome. Slide up in the club like 2 chains. This snake is on top of the food chain. Stand out like a star, no new name. All these words in my DMs, no message back, I just see them. I get them hooked and I reel and then throw them back when completed. I'm a snake on this plane, I'm speeding, my poison is rain. I'm handle that, I'm made to pain, we dripping in venom, so babe. Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like I want some. Think I got what you need, well I have none. Hop off, you're a freak and I'm handsome. Slide up in the club like 2 chains. This snake is on top of the food chain. Stand out like a star, no new name. All these words in my DMs, no message back, I just see them. I get them hooked and I reel and then throw them back when completed. I'm a snake on this plane, I'm speeding, my poison is rain. I'm handle that, I'm made to pain, we dripping in venom, so babe. I'm a V-I-P-E.
Was it 8S or?
12.
What? Oh, get on.
Yeah, 12S, 40. I think it's 420 kV.
No fucks given there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It's gonna sound awesome.
Yeah. It's scary to plug it in with because your arms are in between the propellers when you're plugging it in, and there's no other way.
You want those tongs that are like a meter long that got little grips.
Yeah, right. With the dinosaur head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You want one of those arm pads things, so you know, like police officers wear when they're doing the dog training. The dog runs at them and bites.
Oh right.
You didn't want to padded.
Full on bomb suit.
What are you drinking?
Is that just coffee?
Out of a jam jar?
Oh yeah, all my cups are jam jars or pasta marinara. You gotta recycle, man.
It looks like moonshine because it's in a jam jar.
Maybe it is. It's 12:01 now, so we're in the afternoon.
If the clear one, if you put some cherries in the bottom, it's gonna be convincing. It is cherries you put in the bottom of moonshine, isn't it? Or am I just talking out my ass?
I don't know.
Or worms.
That's tequila.
Oh right.
I don't actually know what moonshine is, if I'm honest.
I think it's
basically
corn
pure
alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, or potato.
Potato. Where are you, Jordan? Anyway, what part of where are you in the States? Obviously.
What's that?
Whereabouts in the States are you?
I'm in Seattle, Washington. So the furthest northwest there is, other than Alaska.
Holy crap! That's why you've got all those mountains.
Yeah. Where it's pretty much Canada.
So what temperature is it there now then?
Oh, it's about the same as you guys in UK. It's our weather's exactly the same as you. It rains all the time and it's gloomy and it kind of sucks.
Because it's
we've had amazing weather lately.
Yeah, it's like 27 degrees here today.
Whatever that means to me.
What's that in Fahrenheit?
That's like 65, 70.
Yeah, about that. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm melting. We're not used to this.
No, neither are we.
The problem is
dropping off walls. And...
yeah. The problem is where I currently am. This window here has to be closed because there's like a street party going on, and then the door to the office is closed because nobody else wants to hear this. So there is no fan in here. There's no aircon. I am melting. I need to sit on a bag of ice or something. Jesus. Anyway, we're live.
Rip your computer, Shane.
Sorry?
Rest in peace, your computer.
It's got plenty of fans.
No, not nicely cooking down there.
Yeah,
It's got plenty of fans.
I
It's still
haven't.
80 degrees in there.
Sucking in and blowing out hot air.
It
Only
works.
getting hotter.
Oh dear. Right, anyway, we are live. We've been live for ages because it's a thing I do, Jordan. I just stick you live at the weirdest point.
I like it.
It gets our team into trouble.
Yeah, final words like what? I would never have said that on.
Out of context.
Yeah.
Out of context.
Are we waiting on Stephen? Is he popping in?
Yeah, he said he is. We're still waiting on, but he'll join in when he gets here, I presume. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Drone's Life Live. We are joined by the normal team, all but Stephen. We are waiting. So, say hello, team.
Hello, team.
Hello, team.
Right, I've got to get this right now. Right, we are also joined by the incredible Mr. Jordan Temkin.
Hey.
Woohoo! Right, get the titles now. Ready? AKA Jet.
Yeah.
AKA Project 399.
Yeah.
AKA DRL Champion.
Yeah.
See,
There we go.
did I miss any?
No, that's all of me right there.
Wicked.
Saturday's fun.
Hey,
Hey,
folks.
and Stephen's finally
Steve.
here.
What's up, Steven?
Ian,
How you
sorry.
doing? Hey, Jordan.
So, Stephen got one of your Project 399 frames today.
I did.
And got a little bit all excited over it.
Oh, you're already building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I am. It took 5 minutes to fully build and assemble the frame, which is awesome.
Yeah. That's a
So,
that's
just-
a big part of it. I always
It's just
want
a case of
everyone to be able
transplant
to
stuff
like,
over.
if you put the parts in front of you, you should be able to put it together without anything telling
Yeah.
you what to do. You know, that's it's I always get frames and there's like 30 different little carbon bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Can't stand that, man.
Fresh Hero 8 TPU mount for it as well.
Look at that.
Oh,
Let me turn the heat
no.
down on that boy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
What was that?
James, you can explain. Go on.
Well, I know I get so much crap about this this thing. They're like, oh man, you're running your printer too fast. You need to turn your heat down and stuff. I'm like, I didn't print it. It's not me. But yeah,
Who did print that for you, James?
you did, Shane. You did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I think it was an absolute rush job. There was no care taken.
No, there wasn't at all.
Yeah,
You were like,
Jab will have that.
let's go flying this afternoon. By the way, I need a GoPro mount. How do you turn a 7-hour print into 3 hours? That's what you got.
All right.
There you go.
Right,
Slap that on your quad.
It does the job. It does the job. Let's put it
It's
that
such
way.
a lemon. So yeah, he gets grief for my poor printing quality. Dear me. Right, Jordan. Ever since I posted about this show coming on, okay, I've been inundated with questions all week on Instagram about your frames and you.
Oh, really? People are interested, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. But we need to address the main questions in the room first. Everybody knows where this is going. Right, if you look then behind me on the wall down here, we've got the bitch slap leaderboard. This is a bit out of the blue from your normal interviews, all right? You need to pick one FPV pilot that you would 100% like to bitch slap. So far, Captain Vanover is top.
Yeah.
And then we've got Sharpoo. And then everybody else has no scores at all. So, Paul Nurkler and Mr. Steele chose Captain Vanover, and then Chad Novak picked Sharpoo. Not because he hates him, just because he was like, if I do it, he's just going to be confused about it. So we need to know.
I can pick anybody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody I want? Oh, I don't know. Well, so Captain Vanny is too easy. Mr. Sparkles. That's a little easy target there. It might be Schizo, man.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Because let me explain.
Kelsey is like Schizo's biggest fan.
Oh no, so am I. So am I. That's why. That's the problem. Is I love his flying and I love everything that he does, but he's such a little weenie online, man. It's every single time he posts a video, it has to be this melodramatic moment, and we all know his flying is awesome, and he should just post his flying, and we're all gonna appreciate it. So it's more like bitch slap into reality, like, yo, you're great, like, stay positive kind of thing.
Because didn't he do one like really dramatic video where he just sat there and played piano?
Yeah.
I'm sure he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that a lot in his Instagram.
Yeah, he's
stories,
like
just
he's incredibly talented.
Is it really bad that I don't follow him on Instagram?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
What?
Come on, man.
It
Come
does.
on.
Dude, he's great. He's a great photographer, great creative mind. He's a coder, pianist, amazing pilot, and he has no self-confidence.
He's also a
So
car
it's a bitch slap of confidence there for him.
Oh, God. Right, okay. Question number 2. Best chat up line.
What does that mean?
Pick-up
Is that
line.
some UKism?
Yeah, a pick-up line. Picking up girls. What's your best line?
Well, I got no game, so.
Do you
I
got no
none of that.
game?
With that voice, I doubt
Well,
that very
and
much.
my girlfriend's in the other room, so
Yeah, but what line worked on her?
dude, I think it was just Halloween. I think we were both just drunk.
I was one of them, was it?
The universal key.
So who knows?
Nice.
I could have. You should have turned around and said, like, Barry White's my dad or something. Can you not tell by the voice?
I do have a Barry White story though.
Sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, we were in Vegas. I was with Chris Thomas, multi-GP president,
Yeah.
founder, and this old lady in an elevator just completely fell in love with me because she thought I sounded like Barry White. And then Chris Thomas tried to pimp me out.
You love it when best friends do that, honestly. Here's my friend. He's. It's almost like here's my best friend. He's desperate.
Yeah, let's strike up a deal.
Right, okay, third question then. Your views of pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, I'm a savory pizza kind of guy. It's not my thing. I'll eat it. I'll eat anything. If it's in front of me, I'll eat it. But it's not my first choice.
Oh, really? Right, okay. Because that,
Yeah.
to be fair, when we started doing those 3 questions on the show, Instagram just had a meltdown about the pineapple and pizza thing.
Yeah, I mean, I eat weirder stuff than pineapple pizza. I think the people who get upset at pineapple pizza just haven't experienced food enough. If that's the worst thing for you, you need to go eat some like intestines and some fish eyes and
Get some of that
some
fried
frog
offal in
legs.
there.
Yeah. Because then pineapple pizza ain't shit, man.
Stephen, have you tried haggis?
A what?
Stephen, have you tried haggis?
Yeah, that's
Of course
like
he has. He's in Scotland.
That's
That was like his
staple
breakfast.
diet.
What's it actually like? I've never had it.
Delicious.
That's it.
That's it.
You can't really describe it though, can you?
It's like
Chewy.
it's like minced beef
Chewy?
with wheat through it. So that's kind of what it's like.
Because
What
the
is
whole
haggis?
haggis,
Haggis.
it's like a
Yeah.
steak, isn't it?
Go on, explain what it is, Stephen.
Yeah.
What was that?
Explain
Oh.
what it is.
Oh.
Oh,
He's googling it, isn't he?
What is sheep pluck? What is pluck?
Isn't it?
Why is haggis illegal in the U.S.? What?
Looking it up. Why did I bring this up?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You eat that, and then pineapple pizza ain't shit.
Because
2 things on the menu, you'd be having the pineapple pizza.
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. Nobody comes with ham, does it? It's normally ham and pineapple pizza.
Yeah.
But we just thought pizza because we couldn't mention the word pineapple around Steele because he's a veggie.
Oh.
But
You can't say pineapple around him?
no, you can. You just can't say ham.
Oh, right.
It's pineapple then, Shane.
We can't stand there and go, we love the piggy around Steele. It's not good. Because on Instagram today, I don't know if everybody knows UK Pilot Dead Zone.
Yep.
He posted said that the pineapple pizza isn't shit, right? But he
Yeah, I
said,
saw that.
yeah, how about nectarine and tangerine with a meat salad?
Whoa, that's
It's
worth a try.
What is cooked tangerine like?
I don't think it's cooked. The picture you posted, I don't think it's cooked at all. I don't know if you can see that.
What fresh tangerine is it?
Yeah, it's like fresh tangerine.
Yeah.
From what I can see, it's already a no. I can hardly see the photo. And it's already a no.
Oh my god. Right, okay. Oh, right, enough about food. So there we go. So we are adding Schizo to the Bitch Slap leaderboard. Kelsey's crying.
Just ruined her day. Aw.
Someday one guest is gonna pick me. Just for mentioning it. And that day is probably because next week on the show is UK Champions, but after that, and this is the part that's going to be really awkward, is the show after that is Captain Vanover.
Oh, fun.
It's going to be like, oh,
First
God.
question, how do you feel about being top of the leaderboard?
Another win.
Another win.
He'll love it. He'll love it.
Yeah. So, Jordan, DRL.
Yeah.
We spoke to Paul at DRL. Clearly, you're 2 times world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Are you after the third? Are you first of all? Are you confirmed for next year's season?
Yeah, I don't know if they've announced that.
Paul
said he is.
He was like, should I tell them? Should I not tell them?
Well, yeah, we're good. I think we're good. I don't know.
So, how desperate are you for that third?
I wouldn't. Desperate is not the word I would use.
It's a UK thing. What would you use then?
Yeah. I would say, no, it'd be nice. But there's the little kiddies, man. The Captain Vanover and the Heads Up. It's hard to beat that like raw talent. I mean, those two have been doing RC since they were, popped out of the womb. And I've been doing RC since drones. So there's like a bit of like they've been bred into it, It's hard to beat that, man. It's hard to beat that amount of like if you've been doing it all your life and it's the only thing you know.
Because Brett's coming over. Brett's going over, isn't he, from the UK?
Yeah.
Brett's a quick guy.
Well, on a little drone. We'll see how he does on the big ones.
So that's fighting talk right there. Look. See that?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh yeah. That's one thing about DRL that everyone goes, oh, those drones are big and slow, and that will make it easier. But it makes it a lot harder because they're big and slow.
He should be right because he's used to the DCL drones, and they're 700 grams plus. I mean, I know that.
Yeah, but they
DRL drones.
Yeah, they still fly really well. The DRL drones don't fly very well, and that's that's part of the challenge,
Yeah.
Is you have to muscle this thing that doesn't want to go where you want it to go at all. and that's what makes it so. I mean, so I understand that that the UK people probably don't understand oval racing in cars.
Well, just a left
but that's
turn
like
followed
the
by a left
difficulty.
turn.
But that's what the difficulty of like NASCAR is those things are about to crash the whole time, and it's just about keeping it on the road. And the Racer 4 is kind of the same way, where it flies, but not like what any of us would consider like. If you built a quad and it flew like that, you'd probably build a new quad.
Because how much does it weigh? It's like
I think it's over a kilo.
Holy shite!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
It's heavy. It's real heavy.
Wow.
I think it's at 1.2 at this point.
Have you got one there? Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it on the shelf actually.
There's a few of them.
I like that.
So
Crash.
this is it. And then this is a normal race quad. Like it's It's a good bit bigger.
Yeah.
Well, this thing's kind of taken apart, but yeah, I mean it's hefty.
Thing's a beast.
But like, I wouldn't want it any other way. Like, I'll complain about how it flies, and I mean all of the DRL pilots will, but in the end, like, that's what makes the racing so good. Is that we're all flying it to its 100%. So then how do you get past someone when you're all flying 100%?
Everybody's faux throttle it all the time.
Oh yeah, the whole time.
Wow.
Well, but then it literally does boil down then to pilot skill, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's about carrying your momentum, which is something that most everyone in drone racing doesn't ever think about, right?
Right.
So I don't know if any of you are motorsports fans.
Yes.
But in car racing, it's because it takes so long to accelerate a car. It's that exiting on the long straights fast is the most important thing, right? But on a drone, because we accelerate in no time, that sense of like having to carry your momentum through a turn doesn't really exist in mini quad racing.
Right,
to a degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we have to be very thoughtful. Like, for example, if there's a hard maneuver coming up, you have to let off the throttle for a second so that your battery voltage can bounce back so you can actually make it through that maneuver. Like shit like that. You know, like, but that's what makes it so interesting, because we're all full throttle and you go, okay, if I let off for a half second, I'm going to lose my momentum and everyone's just going to pull away. So you have to like balance this full throttle versus battery sag kind of thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So it's really fun. It's a different. Well, it's like it makes drone racing more like every other racing sport. Instead of just point A, point B, pop the throttle, pop the throttle, pop the throttle, pop the throttle, which is what mini quad racing is. Where it's more this, you have to be thoughtful about your race line, the momentum you carry, how much the battery's sagging. I mean, there's more race principles that come into DRL racing, like as in just general racecraft, instead of just go to the gate and then go to the next gate and then go around the flag, like in mini quads. Like I feel like when I'm flying mini quads, there's no racecraft. There's no like, okay, is this a good time to pass? No, I should wait till that corner because then I'll be able to hold my lead. Where in mini quads, you're just like, oh, there they go, bye bye. You know, you're not thinking like strategically about where you're passing or why you're passing. If passing there will let you hold the lead, or if you'll lose it in the next corner anyways. So now you have to, there are these ideas of racecraft that happen in DRL that just doesn't happen in mini quad racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you've obviously you race against Gab 707, but you also long range with Gab, don't you?
Yeah.
Because
not right now because the borders are closed.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where we live 2 hours apart. He's in Vancouver and I'm in Seattle.
Right. Okay.
But the Canadian-US border is shut down.
Are you not getting out at all at the moment?
No, I'm going and flying. I just can't go to, we just can't hang out. Yeah.
Can you not get the quads to kind of meet mid-air somewhere?
Yeah.
I was thinking that. One person on one side of the world and one on the other, and then
just like
I think we get in a lot of trouble if we're flying quads across the borders.
It's got to be worth a giggle, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll make a Instagram post about it.
Because I mean, Gab, I watched the video once, right? It was you and Gab. I can't remember where you are, but obviously, it was the biggest sort of mountain I've ever seen that you two.
Oh,
were
that
flying.
was Las Vegas with Stinger Swarm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But when the pair of you were literally like surfing the top of the mountains, and the camera cut back to you two, you were like a pair of surfers. You were just like stood there going, dude. That's all you were saying to you. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, did they surf?
Well, I ski, he snowboards.
Oh, right, okay.
So kinda.
Yeah, you're halfway between.
Yeah.
God, but yeah, I saw that and I just absolutely wet myself. But not literally, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Right, for everybody that's watching that didn't know, Jordan, if I'm right, you are the owner of Project 399.
Yep. Owner, sole employee, all of the above.
You are a one-man band.
Yeah. Yep.
What, work from home?
Yeah. This is my office right here.
Oh, right, okay.
There's the store packaging and shipping is right here.
That's where mine came
inventory is right there.
That's where mine came from. So yeah, I mean, and if you didn't know, obviously Droneislife is now an official stockist of Project 399, so it is now all available in the UK, and we can send it into Europe and all over. And like I said to you earlier, the first time we launched it and it went live, the first thing we sold was a bucket load of spares to everybody in Europe.
Yeah, I have to send you more. Sounds like.
I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, you thought those were gonna last a bit longer, huh?
Yeah. And then the fastest thing to go out the door was actually battery straps.
Yeah, people love those.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I get orders all the time where someone just orders battery straps and pays for shipping that twice the cost of the battery straps. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Keep it up, guys. Thanks.
You're paying for my shit behind me.
Yeah, there you go. They're great. They're like just the right length to go around a GoPro.
Yep.
I
concur.
You concur.
Yes.
He's looking for it. He's looking for it.
But otherwise, it's just it's a battery strap. There's nothing special.
Don't undersell it.
Well, so it's the hook part of the Velcro is slightly shorter than most battery straps. There's my secret sauce.
Your secret sauce.
So it has more range of closability.
It's amazing how much people will pay to get a product, even when it's so little.
Yeah, I mean it's peace of mind, right?
Absolutely.
People hate killing battery straps, and those are good. Yeah.
What I like about it is the strap, when it comes over, actually displays 399 right on the front.
With the stitching right through it.
Yeah.
Are they hand stitched by you?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
It's the elves in the back.
They're made in China like everything else.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Because I've actually put, when they got here, I've actually put one frame of each together. If I didn't hear that. So we've got the Mahusive.
Yeah. That's the plus.
That's the plus. Which, if I'm honest, I've seen a lot of frames in my time, but the quality of this and the finish is just superb.
Yeah, that's Team Black Sheep actually cuts those two frames for me. Yeah.
Because I don't think not even Impulse are that good.
Well, I'm working on a new frame, and it's gonna be even nicer.
Oh, now he tells me.
Yeah, it's gonna be even nicer. It's so nice that it costs me twice as much as those to make.
Damn.
But it's worth it, I think. Well, I guess the customers will make that clear.
Any clues? Any clues on what it is?
Yeah, you can add. I have no secrets.
Ah, what? Oh, I do. Rip him.
Right here. So, here, let's see if you can see the quality of the carbon. See how round and nice and smooth it is?
Yeah, it's chamfered.
Yeah. Well, so it's chamfered, and then I think they do a quick sanding, and then I think they do a layer clear coat to kind of seal everything off.
Yeah, see that, yeah.
Nice.
See the
so
shine
it's really shiny. Or it's really matte. But this is the Super Steez. So I used to be a part of a company with my friend Zachary Thayer, also known as a noob. Travis Moak. So that was like a company that we used to own together a few years ago, and we split off a couple of years ago. And then our last frame we made was called the Steez. And this is the Steez Evo. The Steez,
I've seen pictures of that floating around on Instagram now and again.
Yeah. So this is, so the Super Steez here. I'll give you a bit of backstory first.
Go
on. So Project 399 started. I did a photo shoot or a video shoot with Solomon, the ski company. And I have a long history. I used to race skis when I was a kid. I used to want to be a pro skier until a bunch of injuries and whatnot. So I got this filming gig, filming the bronze medalist from Pyeongchang at downhill skiing. And I needed a frame that I could just like mount GoPros to wherever the hell I wanted. And so that's how the Super G got created. The 5-inch you can mount a GoPro on all 4 corners, no props in view at even like 0 degrees. So I just need like a utility filming platform. And then we were like, oh, let's make 7-inch arms. So that's how the Super G Plus got made. But they're very simple because when I travel for stuff like that, I want to carry the least amount of spare parts. I don't want to have 20 different spare parts. There's a mid plate and an arm and a top plate. And I was also living in a tiny apartment at the time, so I didn't have room for a bunch of inventory. So it was like the least amount of parts possible was the key with those frames. But at the cost of it doesn't freestyle very well because it's such a long bus. So this is like me kind of making like a performance freestyle quad.
Right, okay.
So it's, got the short body, it's all compressed. It's got big 6-inch arms that I fly on 5-inch. So it doesn't get like thrown around. So this is like the freestyle quad where the Super Gs are more filming quads.
You do a lot of long range with them, don't you?
Yeah, they're made to go forward, not flippy flop.
Oh, James are like that. James doesn't like flippy flop.
Yeah.
Good flippy flop. It's interesting stuff. Interesting viewing.
So this is me wanting to get back into flippy flop. Yeah. But it's been fun.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's nothing special. None of my frames are anything special. They're just rehashes of drone frames from like 5 years ago. But the Super G is kind of like a Blackout. Sort of. That's what it's based on. Like the old Blackout the drone.
The arms are what, 6 mil, aren't they?
Yeah.
So like really thick.
And that's because at the time, every single 7-inch and 6-inch frame that existed was using like 4 or 5 mil arms, and you'd get these like oscillations and jello.
Right. Okay.
So I was like, oh, why don't we just make them thicker? Speaking of making it thicker, I got another frame.
Oh God.
Here we go.
This is a prototype 7-inch or a 10-inch that never got produced. But same process. That's 10 mil arms.
Wow.
I was like, let's just make it thicker.
That's just
10 mil.
That is thick with 2 C's.
It's a thick boy.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not down with the cool kids on this lingo.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But it was like the arms are like $20 a piece. Wow. And I was like, oh, no one's going to buy a $200 frame.
No, most certainly James won't buy that. He's like,
I mean, if it's going to last, I mean, I can't see you ever breaking that. So, I mean, it's quite a good investment if it's going to last you a lifetime.
Yeah, but you got the squeakiest wallet going, James.
Yeah. Save those pennies. Got to be able to eat at the end of the week, you know.
Right.
Nobody needs to eat. It's quantum more important.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan, he's got his moonshine on the go.
Big old glass of it too.
Yeah. Right. Question in the chat, Jordan. Super G Plus.
Yeah.
Biggest size motors you can put on it.
It's got slotted 16 to 19 millimeters, so whatever
you can get with that on it.
Yeah, most all motors should fit on it. I have one with the 2510s. I mean, if it fits, it fits. To be brutally honest, I don't actually fly the Super G Plus for long range.
Gasp!
Send them back! Send them back!
It's going in the fucking bed now.
So that's
Just
like
messing.
a big misconception that let's cover right now. How's that sound? 99% of my long range is all done on just a normal 5-inch mini quad with a 1300 milliamp battery.
Yeah, that's exactly the same.
Yeah. And like a lot of things most people will do is they go, oh, I want to get into long range. I need to build a 7-inch quad and I need to, be able to fly for 20 minutes at a time and blah, blah, blah. But like doing that kind of long range where you actually need a 7-inch and fly out 4 kilometers is boring as hell. Because you set it and then you're waiting for like 10 minutes while you fly to this mountain off in the distance and you're not actually doing anything. So most of my flying is about 2 kilometers away max. And I just like blast out there with the 5-inch, rip the line I want, and then blast back.
Yeah.
And it's like all done in 5 minutes. Yeah. Because the 5-inch just flies better. Like if your goal is footage, the 5-inch just gets better footage.
So what are you saying? A normal Super G?
Yeah. Normal Super G is what I fly for pretty much everything. The only time I ever pull out the 7-inch is if I don't have the battery life to get out there.
I know what James is thinking of that.
Sorry.
James, get your mind out of the gutter.
It's innuendo.
See, Jordan, this is what I fly for most of my long range stuff. So that's Roxas.
Yeah, the Rebel quad.
Yep.
Yeah.
I fly the reverb long range.
You got it on your hat. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are flying 5-inch.
Yeah,
it's flying better.
I fly a 7-inch reverb the majority of the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it? My problem is if it's windy at all or anything.
Oh yeah, wind, it's gone. Yeah, anything over about 10 mile an hour wind and its footage is just ruined.
Right. But then if you were flying a 5-inch, it's probably would have been fine.
What I do is I run 5-inch props on it. In that case.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean that's what this is. It's 6-inch with 5-inch props.
All his secrets are coming out now. Look.
They're not secrets. I say this all the time, and people still don't listen.
It's fine. They won't listen tonight either. Hopefully. Bye, God damn it!
But and then the purist, the long range purist, will say, "Oh, he doesn't actually fly long range." Right.
That's mid range is 2K.
Yes. Oh, that's just mid range.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. I don't. Like, I don't care what you call it.
It's long range for a 5-inch quad.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I crash, it's gone. So that's long range.
Oh, you never leave a quad behind. But I suppose
I've also never lost a quad, actually.
Oh, he's jinxed it. He's jinxed it. Man, fit a tracker on your next flight.
I also don't have a GPS on any of my quads.
Do you DVR? Tell me
I do DVR. I do DVR. Yeah. I do DVR. That's how you get your quad back.
Yeah, absolutely.
That saved me the other day, the DVR. I was up at Laxton, I think it was 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I crashed the 7-inch, hit a gate, and it ended up in a tree. I knew it was in a tree, but I didn't know which tree. And we spent half an hour looking, and I ended up going to the DVR, and instantly I could tell which tree it was from the DVR.
Nice. You spent a half an hour before looking at the DVR?
No, we spent half an hour looking, and then I decided to look at the DVR, and we found it instantly.
DVR first, mate. DVR first.
I checked DVR walking to the spot.
Oh my god! I can say I don't use any GPS at all. on any of
It's
my
got a
cards.
good spotter.
Well, you.
Yeah. But it's true, man. A good spotter is like that's more important, I think, than a GPS.
Yeah, I mean, me and James fly all the time, but and when we do long range, it's always me and him that go out. I don't know why, but we seem to fly well together. We can talk to each other whilst flying. We know what, you know, if I say I'm going here or whatever, and he's always directly behind or he's in front, you know, and it works really well. But he's the one that goes out with GPS, DVR, everything on his collar he possibly can to find it. And then mine is just a standard Alien with KISS with no OSD, no GPS. I don't even DVR it. I just like send it.
Once
and off we go.
At least an hour walking, going at your quad, you then realise I could save myself a lot of time here.
What? Take the car.
I think OSD is pretty key.
Well, you know. So I'm not talking about just a walk. We're talking about searching. It's like, oh, if I just DVR'd or if I just had GPS or anything, I could at least tie it down to a slight area rather than an entire moorland. Like,
where's the fun in that?
Yeah, but flying KISS is more important.
Yeah, absolutely. What's wrong with KISS?
No, I love KISS until they still refuse to put an OSD on any of their flight controllers. And it's...
yeah, it's a separate board now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they made that Wolf PDB thing for the reverb and the
right.
Thing. Yeah.
But it still blows my mind that it's 2020 and they still don't have a built-in OSD. I
mean, other manufacturers still managed to get an OSD on a 16x16 board. Like, how are they not doing it? Like...
Right. Tiny whoops have OSDs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tiny whoops.
All right, I'll get the freaking hint. Easy.
I flew KISS for years. Like, I love KISS. But that OSD is pretty key for long range flying. Just like having your battery voltage.
I will confess, my KISS does have an OSD because it has the Mr. Steel PDB on the bottom.
Right.
But all it gives me is a timer, milliamps drawn, and that current amp meter or amp draw.
Yeah.
That's all it gives you.
That's all you need.
It doesn't give you anything else. Anything. Can you even put GPS on KISS?
That only works on the impulse frames, though, right?
Yeah.
Like those Wolf boards and stuff.
Oh no, the Wolf one is now compatible with any 30x30 stack.
Oh, okay.
Where the other ones are all like literally impulse frames only, so either an Alien or an Apex sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, because I have a KISS in that drawer right there. I just haven't built with it because every time I pull it out, I go, does it have an OSD? And I put it back, and I've been doing that for like a year and a half now.
Is it a V2 or V1?
It's a V2.
It's a V2.
Yeah,
because I'm flying a V2, but I have a quad with V1 on it. And to be honest, I don't really know the difference. I know what the difference in the board is, but because they're still both being updated to the same firmware, and they still fly both exactly the same.
Right. Yeah, because I think the other thing that made me leave KISS was a few years ago. I killed, I think, 8 of those 24 APS-Cs in like a day. And I was like, shit, that's like $400 in a day.
What the hell?
And that's when I stopped flying KISS.
Yeah.
So what are you flying now?
Right now I am flying Betaflight and I am Falco X Curious.
Go on, James. Go on. Explain your laughter.
Nothing.
He's Falco X Curious, and he just breaks into Falco.
Well, so I'm like trying out all the things. I'd hate how hard Betaflight has got to set up since 357.
Yeah, actually, I will agree with you on that because I built one 2 days ago, and it's like all this RPM filtering and bi-directional D-shot
and smart and the VTX table. That's a nightmare.
And tuning filters and
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and 357 on all my quads that run Betaflight, you'd like flash it, you kind of just raise all the PIDs and then it flies good. You're done. And I like that. And Falco X is similar, where you just like flash it, you set it up, and it flies good. Every time I've tried to do anything above 4.0, it either wobbles into the sky, like into the sky, or it's just real loosey goosey, or it has weird like ticks and bumps and wiggles here and there, and I just can't. I don't have the patience. Like, I don't want to learn how to tune it. I just want to fly. So that's why I've been like trying. I tried Emu. I just flashed Emu the other day, Emu Flight. And it's okay. It's like, I think it's based on 3.5 something.
Right,
so it flies similar to that. But so far Falco X has actually really surprised me. And if you guys haven't tried it, you should.
In what ways it surprised you?
So the setup process is all done in the OSD. So you plug it in and it goes searching for your receiver found, crossfire set, and it's like automatically sets up your receiver.
Flick your arm switch.
Flick your arm switch. Okay, cool. That's your arm switch. Are all your motors spinning the correct way? Yes or no? And then you can just like you use your stick inputs to say yes or no, and then your quad's set up and done and ready to fly.
That's the way you used to set up the old immersion RC vortexes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
That was well handy.
Yeah. So that's what's impressed me about Falco X is like, I don't have to go to GitHub and Google 4.2 tuning guide and then copy and paste a bunch of CLI crap that I don't understand and then have it not fly well.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's my experience with all the 4.00 whatever beta flights so far.
Saying that, a couple of weeks ago we went out racing and my current rig was on 3.5, beta 3.5. But before we went, I thought, and I put it up to like 4.1 whatever. Left it all at stock PIDs because that's what my 3.5 was at. Just like, it'll fly well, but it'll just And we got to where we're going, it flew like crap.
Yeah.
It literally, I armed it, then it just went to the moon.
Yep. Or I was helping a local kid tune his quad. He just flashed 4.2, and he like did all the bidirectional, whatever filtering stuff.
Counted his magnets.
Well, and it was doing the thing where it would fly off into the sky, and then we turned bidirectional off and put it to G-Shot 600, and it flew great.
It's only certain quads I found that it works well with. I've tried it on a few of mine, and it works well on a 5-inch Apex. It worked nice. My 7-inch, it was horrible. Didn't work at all. And I've tried it on a Cine Whip as well, and it was crap. It was so bad.
But then you flash 3.57, and it's like,
I've had my 7-inch on 3.57, and it's been brilliant the last 2 years.
Right. So that's the frustration I have with Betaflight currently. And I'm trying to find ways that I can not get frustrated with software, because that's the last thing. Like, I'm the kind of guy who builds a quad, flashes it, it flies well, and I never touch it again until it's in the trash. Like, I won't upgrade, I won't like tune or nothing. It's just once it's built, that's its life.
That really helps you improve because you've got totally consistent rig all the time that you're always flying. You're not having to adjust to this new setting or
But flight, the whole race flight thing, or flight 1 or whatever they're called now.
I've had the same flight controller in my 7-inch for nearly 3 years now. It was a 5-inch reverb for about half a year, and then 2 years ago at Christmas I made it into a 7-inch. So I bought new ESC and new motors, and that's all I changed.
Flight controller still goes, yeah.
Same tune as well. I've never changed the tune from 5-inch to 7-inch. Never changed the tune. It flies great.
Yeah. You don't need to on the old 35s. Yeah. So.
I mean, you say that my 5-inch Alien with a Kiss on it, that's been on the same firmware for the last 10 months.
Right.
Because it flies great, and if I flash it and upgrade it, I'd feel that I'm going to lose that.
Right. Well, and so that's why I like Kiss too. Like, that's why I was a big fan of Kiss, because I'm very much like a minimalist when it comes to that stuff. Like, you can see it in my frames. I just want it to be easy, and it works, and you're done, and you don't have to fuss with nothing.
Yeah. Sure.
And so that's why I like the KISS philosophy, where it's like you flash it and you PID tune and you're done. But then it doesn't have a fucking OSD.
Get a Wolf PDB in there, you'll be fine. But then you've got to have. Oh, doesn't a Wolf PDB insist you have ESCs out on the arms?
I think.
Yes.
It does, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Right, and I like 4-in-1s because I'm lucky enough to be sponsored by Hobby Wing. So it's just like I like the fact that I can 4-in-1, solder the motor wires, plugs, done building. You know, I can build a quad in 45 minutes.
Oh,
I like
show off.
I like 4-in-1s until about a week ago when 2 of them have decided to die in unison. The one in my Apex and the one in my 7-inch.
Oh, that's
the one in the 7-inch, you know, the original 45 amp Hobby Wing, the one that had loads of people having issues with the blowing up. That's lasted the last 2 years.
You're lucky.
And it's been brilliant, yeah. And then I put in the Apex, I had the 60 amp one, the new one, and that
you killed a 60.
Yeah, 10 packs. That's lasted.
Whoa! I have yet to kill a 60, and actually, my 10-inch quad that's running on a 60.
Yeah, it's dead weird though. Like, there's no visual sort of problem with it. It's not like blown up anywhere or anything. It just
died.
It smokes motors on one of the corners, and the rest of the ESCs just don't work. So.
That sucks.
That does that.
Spicy diagnosis.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem with that one yet. But yeah, I mean so for me, if I kill a 4-in-1, I just grab another from the drawer.
Yeah.
How many do they give you at a time?
However many I ask.
Oh really?
So I normally order in dozens.
In dozens.
A baker's dozen.
Jesus. Right, question in the chat. Fail safes on long range, or your medium range, mid range, whatever we're going to call it. Best way to mount the Immortal T?
This is a controversial subject.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not that controversial.
As long as it's not near the carbon, is what I find. It's fine. As long as it's not.
The first question is fail safes, and I have 2 answers for that. One is I have it set to cut most of the time, so that if it goes down, then my search radius is as small as can possibly be.
Right.
That's why I don't like the GPS rescue, because if it does go down and your quad full throttles and it still goes down, who the fuck, where no one knows where it is.
You can swear on the show, it's fine.
Right.
Get your money's worth.
And then if I'm hitting gaps where I know I'll lose signal, like I do a lot of stuff where I'll go through a shoot and I lose video and control for a second or two, then I have it set to hold last input.
Ooh.
So you hit a gap, you get full static, and it's fail safed, and then it pops back.
Oh yeah. So as long as you're always on a safe trajectory, you know you're going to come out the other side.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's smart. But how do you change that out in the field? Do you take a laptop with you or something?
No, it's just on the
OSD,
Crossfire module.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can just do it to set whatever. But you want to not forget to set it back, because then if you turn your radio off,
it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Bye. So how do you mount your Immortal T then?
I mount it like this. Highly not recommended.
Jesus, I've always been told not to mount it that way.
Yes, do not mount it this way. I completely agree with whoever said that. I mount it like this on my race frames because this will get you out to 2 kilometers and back, no problem, as long as you don't fly perpendicular to yourself. Like if you're flying perpendicular,
come back to yourself.
Yeah,
right. If you're flying perpendicular, like if you're doing a ridge flight and you're flying perpendicular, then you will fail safe, almost guaranteed, because your null zone is pointed directly at you. But most of my flying is either like freestyle bashing in the trees with that quad, or it's like out to a mountain, turn around and fly down the chute kind of thing. and it's fine for that within 2 kilometers. And then for like for the real long range pilots, the recommended way is like vertical, like that. So then you never ever will have a null zone pointed at you, ever.
All right,
like
okay, yeah.
How his setup is optimal. Like that's how you should, if you're doing long range and having 100% good signal is the most important thing, then you should do that. But the problem is when you're tree bashing and freestyling and you have it vertical like that, your antenna is going to get eat up and ripped out.
Clipped,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I tuck it in there for like the freestyle bashers.
What antenna have you got on your TX?
Just the diamond. Yeah. And my module. So another thing, I never have put my module at over 500 milliwatts. And I don't think anyone ever should have a reason to do more than 500 milliwatts.
I've never gone over 100.
Yeah,
oh, but I mean,
well,
25 technically. 25. If anyone...
yeah, right. There you go. Be careful now.
Dynamic.
Dynamic. Oh my god.
But my module is from the Dubai Grand Prix, so 2015 or 16.
16, yeah.
James, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. It was good fun, wasn't it?
Wicked time, man.
What a shit show,
Yeah, the waiting around was crazy. I remember Metal Danny didn't. We got there at like I think it's like 7 a.m. or something, and he didn't have his first flight until 1 a.m.
Right.
That was crazy. The entire day there.
Right.
That was insane.
Yeah. And I didn't qualify because remember they said that the 2 qualifying days, the 5 consecutive laps and the 1 fastest lap were going to be weighted the same.
Well, was that from the indoor section?
Yeah, from the indoor. They said it was going to be weighted the same. So I went really slow on the 5 laps and did a fast 1 lapper, and then all they did was they combined the 5 plus 1, and that was your total time. That's not weighted the same at all. That's not how that works.
It was just absolutely crazy. Just knee-jerk reactions on the day, wasn't it? And the only day it ran smoothly was the day that Prince guy turned up. And it ran like clockwork. Everything was spot on. All the other days were just a laugh.
Yeah.
Well, just because one of the Prince turns up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that funded the whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we got a little off subject on that one.
He was the guy that funded the whole thing, but he was also the guy that didn't pay anybody.
I think
Look at it. Because I don't know what the deal was with it. I don't know how they were supposed to be paying you, or what they were covering, what they weren't.
I think we got our money. My team ended up, because we had 2 teams. We got 12th place, I think.
Right. Okay.
So we got a bit of cash that came.
Where did you come, James?
X-Blades World League came first, but I can't remember.
But then it got split between 50 people.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I can't, because I was on Team Chi, and I can't remember what position he came. But he got through to the racing. But yeah, that's as far as I can remember.
So you got like $1 each.
Yeah.
we got significantly more than that.
2?
Maybe. Yeah, double it.
Because Banny's on the show next week.
Yeah, also.
Oh, fun. She's older now. I still, in my mind, he's still like this small child.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. He has working genitals and everything.
Right, and he's smoking and drinking.
Look at James. Oh, I'm so setting myself up for some like the biggest insults from him next week whatsoever. Yeah, because next week we're having all the UK champions on. So obviously James is one of them. Banny won it for 2016, 2017. Then it was Leo.
Yeah.
Then it was Alfie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All at once.
All at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Has Brett never won?
No.
That really surprises me.
Yeah, same.
Well, he's always at really at the top, and then I think last minute it's either bad luck or something's just gone wrong. Really.
Caves under the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go,
But,
Jordan. That's good to know, isn't it? Caves under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Give him some
I'll
trash
write that
talk.
in my notebook.
Yeah, but then he completely proved that wrong with the DCL side, where he's just absolutely dominated. I think.
Yeah, but who's quicker at DCL? Is it him or is it Gary?
Ooh, don't know.
Because Gary's really
I know
quick.
Gary,
Yeah, Gary's crazy quick. Yeah.
But
Well, they're both crazy quick, so yeah, I don't know.
how old are they? How old is Brett now?
No idea.
early 20s.
Don't know. How old are
It's
you,
my
Jordan?
28.
28.
Yeah.
Damn, you're a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He is, isn't he?
Malk's the oldest here.
I've been drone racing since I got out of college.
Right, okay. Yeah, see, it wasn't around when I got out of college.
Right. Didn't even exist yet.
PCs weren't around when I got
Yeah,
out of
the
college.
internet wasn't invented when you left.
No, it freaking well wasn't.
Nothing. Being the oldest.
When was the? Oh, actually, I think the internet was just around when I left college.
Yeah, what is it? Late 80s?
What, when I left college?
Or internet?
I didn't leave college that early.
Mid 90s. Mainstream.
Mainstream. It was like
Right.
early 90s, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was sooner in the States for them because obviously the yeah. But over here, we're always behind, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm still not the oldest, so Malk, you make me feel better every day.
I just look younger than you.
Oh, shots fired.
No.
Oh, damn it. Right, moving on from that one.
Quickly, yeah.
A bit.
A bit slow at
Yeah.
Jordan, someone's asking your video setup. So, what milliwatts and what VTX are you running in your quads?
I pretty much always only run the TBS Unify HV Pro.
Always the HV,
like-
never the 5-volt version.
On the race quads, because there's no room and you don't need much. But the Unify HV Pro is just, dude, it works. It's always worked. I have no reason to change it. You know how people give Steel shit for having never changed his gear in years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat on that. I still fly the same motors I was flying 2 years ago. I still fly like the same VTX and camera setups and everything that I've been always flying.
Didn't I see Vanover motors on that thing?
Yeah, that's because he gave me some, and then the first maiden flight I sent it into the ocean. Like it was like 30 seconds, and he was like, "Hey man, just try my motors," and I dunked it, and I felt bad, so he sent me another set, and so that's why I built that. This has Vanovers on it because
I didn't think motors were affected by water. I thought they were all right.
well, saltwater.
Saltwater,
Yeah, so they rusted. They're so rusted that they wouldn't move anymore.
Jesus.
I'm gonna say when Vano was on them for that reason, your name's gonna end up down here.
Yeah.
Probably.
Who are you gonna pick, Vano? Oh, I'm gonna pick Jordan because he dunked a free set of motors I gave him. He doesn't look after my shit. it's gonna happen. I don't even know.
I'm alright with that. I can take him on.
You reckon?
Oh yeah. It's like
He's short.
he's like 100 pounds wet, man. Whatever that is in kilograms.
That's the point. When you guys are racing each other at DRL, do you ever like what's the chat like behind the scene? Is it really kind of is it just like nothing? Am I imagining shit?
No,
or
it's
is it...
constant shit talk.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. I mean, because we're mostly all friends. So we all pretty much after yeah, mostly. But you know, we all go to the bar except for Vanover, and we all drink and talk shit on each other.
So, over your 2 seasons, who was your biggest competitor for you?
The person I want to beat the most is I like to fight with Gab because we have very similar flying styles, and like we're both more strategic pilots than fast pilots is the way I'd put it. So like for me, if I'm keeping up with Gab and fighting him, I'm happy. Yeah, and because he's smart, then it feels good when you beat someone who's smart.
Yeah, because he's got he hasn't got
PhD in physics.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say he's done the faux professor, isn't he? Almost. Yeah. He's I would not want to be in a question competition with him. In a pub quiz. You'd lose every day of the week. Right, okay. Any more questions in the chat? Steve, you got any questions? Because you're the guy that does all the long range up there.
No, not really. Other than GoPro settings and stuff like that, if you want to share those. What's your preference?
What
30 frames, 60 frames?
I normally fly 30 because it hides all of the bad tuning.
You really don't like tuning, do you?
No, I hate it. Like if you have little jitteries, on 60 it will show all of them, and on 30 it's just a motion blur. So it's great. That's what I do. And then it's just normally 2.730 super view, and then I lock shutter at 160 and lock ISO at 100 if it's sunny out, and then throw on whatever ND makes it good exposure. I treat ND filters like a screen lens protector. They are a good source of a really thick lens protectors. Which, by the way, Lee Weiser in the chat says, when I said, about the internet, he says during the war for me. Holy crap! I'm not that old. I'm seriously not that old. Right, what else is going on in the chat?
I've got a question. So when you showed off your quads and you showed the Immortal T's, you had one horizontal and one vertical. Do you change the orientation of your TX antenna?
Yeah. Always match it to whatever the quad is.
Nice. Just checking.
Yeah, that's for sure. But it's horizontal 90% of the time because I'm flying that 90% of the time.
What's another? I'll spit it out in a minute. People are asking what size stack you're flying on the Super G. Is it a 30 by 30 or 20 by 20? Can you use both?
The Super G is designed for 30 by 30 only. If you see, there's tiny 20 by 20 mounting holes, and that was kind of a joke. I put M2 20 by 20 mounting holes in it. Then they're completely useless because they're M2 and no one actually uses.
He's mocking the people that use it.
Yeah. Well, because it's like that frame, it has those isolation grommets,
Yeah.
So it's designed for 30 by 30. And if you want to use 20 by 20, you should just buy someone else's frame. Because...
That's a bold statement right there.
It's true. It's true.
This is one of Kebab's frames. This has a 20 by 20 FC in the front, and then ESP in the mid, and then BT and all that stuff in the middle.
This has 20 by 20 in the back for the Vista, if you see.
Yeah.
And then I made it so that the inside bolt pattern is 20 by 20 and the outside bolt pattern is 30 by 30. So just like depending on which one you're using, you can just put the long screw in the different armhole. But yeah, the Super G is designed for 30 by 30 and 30 by 30 only.
And your X-Class you're building. That thing, look at the weight on it. Look.
I guess you're using a Radix in there. That's what most
yeah, that's got a Radix. It's got the APD ESCs, and it's got the big old KO motors.
They are
like next to the Vanover motor.
Jesus Christ.
They're big. But yeah, this is 12S. This is Ostrich Air. They're out of Silicon Valley area in California, and I'm a team pilot for their X-Class quads. So they just sent this to me the other day to tune up for them. Yeah, no, I got high.
You hate tuning.
I'll do it if I have to.
Betty Fight was it 3.5 on there? Here it comes.
Yeah, right. I think it does actually.
Another thing I've heard from quite a few people flying X-Class is that they use the diversity receiver. The crossfire diversity, yeah.
That's got the diversity in
Is
there.
it worth it, is it?
That is the first time I'm ever using it. I actually, my module was still on like 1.6 or something.
Jesus.
And I flashed the first diversity receiver I put in there, and I just like bound it right away, and now it's bricked. So I learned that lesson. And then this is the second one that I just put in, and I've never actually. It's because I ran out of normal receivers. Actually, is why.
But in terms of it having a fail-safe, like a second channel, so you can mount the antennas 90 degrees off that, it's very unlikely to get a fail-safe, I guess.
Right, and for such a big rig, because that's like a couple $1,000, I think.
I mean, you're not going to be long-ranging an X-Class, are you? Unless like.
Oh, it's got to be worth a go though.
That's the plan. That's actually the plan.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. I want to get some chase flights of like a giant quad flying over mountains.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to see
that.
that. Definitely need to see that. Because they're KO motors, aren't they? They're KO motors on that thing.
Yeah. They're I don't know what size they are, but they even inscribed my name onto them. I don't know if you can actually see that.
Oh, that's just showing off.
It lightly says Jet on there. That's the Ostrich Air. It says Jet. You can't see it. It's like black on black. But yeah, I don't know what to expect. It's actually got DJI as the FPV system in that thing.
What, a NASA or something, is it? NASA V2?
Yeah. An Ace 32 in there. Okay.
Because KO Motors got in contact with me and said, "Oh, stock our motors," sort of thing. And I normally go, I don't stock anything I can't test. If I can't test it, I don't stock it. So he said, "Fine, no problem. I'll send you a set of motors to test." So he sent me the 2208s.
The Demon?
Yeah. Problem being was that they only sent me 3. Right?
Shane's got a new quad, it's tri-quad.
Yeah. And every motor is a different KV. So I've got an 1850.
Oh, I thought you were going to bench test.
No.
Oh my god, thrust stand.
And I had the conversation over the phone with the guy. Like, I'm not talking like it wasn't lost in like translation with like Facebook Messenger or something like that. It was literally over the phone, and I said, "Look, send us a set. I'll fly them, and we'll see how we go." And I just got 3 motors in all different KV.
Whoops.
And then he's on about, "I'll send you down a can of freeze for them." Because apparently you can freeze them. Because it'll turn a magnet into a superconductor. Gavin know all this.
I know about that.
Get on, Kels. Give us the details.
Come on, man. Spill the beans.
No.
Said it now.
Oh no! It's just like certain metals when the temperature's low enough. There's just like I don't know how to explain it.
Can we get
Gav?
Gav?
I swear I do physics in college.
Can we get Gav on to concur?
Like magnetic flux and that, like it improves the. Yeah, I've also forgotten now.
Yeah, my thinking is that it's not going to stay cold enough long enough to count, and also making any metal extremely cold is going to make it brittle.
Yeah.
So I mean, in crashes and stuff like this, it might become an issue. Over time, I would have thought that constant expanding and moving of the coils themselves, maybe it's going to rub enamel away or something like that, or I don't know.
The
it doesn't
stator's
seem
got
a
a
good
special
idea.
stator. They've got this coating or something on it that stops it from delaminating or something. Because they mentioned, I've read the like sort of report thing that they have on the website, and it basically says that if you use it on normal motors, within like 2 or 3 applications, the stator will start delaminating and all that sort of stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
apparently they use some special epoxy or something.
Yeah, like a sealant or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dang.
But I mean, the motors, they feel like nice motors. That's as far as I got. And I think the cryo thing, like the freezing, is more for drag, like straight line drag.
High speed runs, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, than anything else, is what it, in my mind, you know.
Can you imagine that?
Because are you really gonna do that before a race, or if you're freestyling? Like I'm gonna go flippy flop.
Don't start yet. I've just got to spray my motors.
Can you imagine that in a race? It's like James will put his quad down, frees all his motors, gets back to the seat, sits down, and then Brim stands up and goes, I need to sort something out on my quad, runs over, sorts his quad out for 4 minutes, comes back to that, and then James is defrosted. That's how I see that shit.
What type of tactics that?
That is tactics.
So now, where
Oh,
is the
dear.
unicorn lately?
What's that?
Where is Brim's the unicorn lately?
He's got other interests, mate. Other interests.
Is it female?
Yeah, and it has 2 wheels as well.
What, the female has 2
Other
wheels?
hobbies.
Oh. I was going to say,
No,
what's
yeah.
wrong with his girlfriend? She's got 2 wheels.
Oh.
I was
Sorry.
going to mention.
Close to the bone. That stick to me, gin. Dear me. Right, we are running out of time. Well, we are out of time. We're a quarter of an hour over. But I do want to thank Jordan for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. You are a true gentleman. And no doubt
Thanks for having
I'll
me.
bug you soon on Facebook Messenger for more stuff. So
Yeah, no, that's fine by me. Please do.
he'll quite happily take my money.
Yeah.
Give me your money.
Well, and I was just thinking, you need some practice rigs. Do
Well,
you guys know about the practice rig?
yeah, we know about the practice, but when you sent me the price list through, when I said to you,
Yeah, it wasn't on there.
it went on there.
Because I don't make any money on them, so I generally don't ask retailers to carry them, because if I don't make money, you're probably not going to make money on it either.
No, but we can string it on the back end of an order or something, and then
Yeah,
just kinda
because
give it to
they're fun, man. It's a totally different frame than, well, it's a hunk of junk is why it's fun. I mean, so what the practice rig is I was breaking too many Racer 4s when I was practicing, so I needed just like the biggest, tankiest quad that I could use to practice Racer DRL stuff. So it's like the arms are this wide and it's 6 mil and it's full on 3 mil top and bottom plate, and
Wow.
you'll never break it.
Oh man, if the arms are that wide, you could literally get Kiss, Wolf PDB. You can get those ESCs out on those arms.
You could put the flight controller on the arm. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
That's such a
See?
Jesus.
It's wider than the motor, I think.
Oh my god.
Bloody hell.
Well, are they the F80s as well? So are they 24?
They're the Hobby Wing prototype,
Oh, yeah,
2408, but same size. I mean, it's
I always get mistaken because the bells are similar on the top, like the top.
Yeah,
part.
they are.
yeah, they are.
I seem to
Yeah,
remember
that's.
this.
I mean, it's a brick and it's slow.
There's
and
not even
that's-
any cutouts in the like upper and lower.
No,
It's just
no.
solid carbon.
This is just and like I had a guy who forgot it on the roof of his car. He's the only person I've sold a spare to, and it fell off on the highway and it got run over a bunch. And he bought a spare arm because the tips of the carbon were a little too frayed up, and he didn't like that.
But the rest of the
Get some
frame was
super glue on
fine.
it, man. Get some super glue.
Yeah.
But it literally got run over a couple of times and it was fine.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. This has over 1,000 batteries in it, and I've only ever replaced the camera because I hit a pole straight on. But
That frame would legit survive a nuclear blast.
yeah,
It'd be
it's the
fat out of
I should have called it the cockroach.
Yeah.
And a Nokia 3310.
Yeah.
God, surely we could give that to George. George would smash that, wouldn't he? Seriously.
Well, so I think it's a really good for beginners, because a lot of
We'll give it to
beginners go
George.
online and they try and build the fastest quad possible, and then they crash it and break it. But
Dear me. Right, we are over time. I will say goodbye this time. I did this last show. It was like 3 or 4 attempts to end the show. Right,
Wait, I got more stuff.
we are massively over time.
One more, Shane. One more.
Go on.
no, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Does DRL know you stole the race control sign?
What?
That was season 1, and I got caught because the operations boss, apparently she was my ride to the airport.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So the last person to leave, and I was like, sweet, there's this sign here, no one's gonna worry about it, and then she was my ride to the airport. But she said you can have it, so it's mine now. Yeah.
Is that right? Was your lift? Is she now your girlfriend?
No.
Well, I just thrown it out there. I didn't see if it came around that way. Is your missus like completely against quads?
No. We actually started dating before drones, and then the obsession and addiction, and all of the above happened. But
Hello.
I make money, and as long as there's income, and I'm not just being a regular old bum.
There is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We will cut it there. We are massively over time. Bastard.
That's going to be your catchphrase from now on, that is.
It is. Oh,
Massively over time.
we are massive. Well, we said an hour. We're now an hour 20 minutes. So what can I? Right. Any final questions? Anything before we go? Last chance.
Nope.
No. Okay, that's fine. Right. Okay. So, Jordan, once again, thank you for coming on. You are a star, and obviously, in this strange world we currently live in, obviously you're more in lockdown than we are at the moment. It's all being released over here, so do stay safe. But thank you for coming on. So it's a goodbye from the team. Say goodbye, team.
Goodbye.
It's a goodbye from me, and it's a goodbye from
team.
Jordan. There you go, Jordan. Thank you very much, mate. I'll see you
Thank you.
all next week with the UK British Champs. We're gone.